Hello everyone, this is a mythical dragon here. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. We're going to be talking about something that's been going through my mind a lot lately in the last week or so. Time is a fickle thing when you're not thinking or working. Oh boy. But I thought it would be an interesting topic if we dived into what memories are and what they can mean. And there's no real research or specific things that I've got in mind to talk about this. I'm just sharing how memories affect me and why they are so important, even if they're not the nicest memories or the best memories, and why preserving them is so important in this life. So we're going to talk about memories. And I just realized that my thingy is a little off-centered. I'm going to fix that. There we go. Alright, so memories. So memories, of course, are things that you remember. Great sentence, Dragon. But no, they're the little snapshots or little mini videos you see in your mind of things that happened a few years ago, last year, last week, really whenever. But what's important is that it happened before. Of course, memories aren't memories if they are something in the future. That's a whole other thing. That's premonitions and visions, and we're not going to get into that. But memories are the things that you can remember from a long, long time ago to even your most recent memory or your most recent experience. And I love that because as humans, we live a while, and every day can be a memory if we so choose. But then our brains will be a little overflooded, a little overworked. If we try to remember absolutely every single thing from every single day, that's just a lot. So what are the important memories? Why are these important to remember? What should be important to remember? Well, as I see it for myself, the memories that are important are the memories that make you feel something, that can make you have some sort of an emotion or even some sort of reaction of some sort. And it doesn't always have to be good ones. They can be sad too, or bittersweet, or even just a mixture of all the above even. And those are what are important. So for example, a lot of people have really happy memories of traveling and going on trips. I have plenty of those memories where I was in Spain for a couple of weeks and I practiced my Spanish and managed to get a bit fluent by the end of the 14 days. That was quite nice. But I remember being on the beach and that warm sun, especially in winter, which I'm not used to because I'm from Canada and it's currently minus 25 degrees Celsius and lots of snow and very cold. But I spent my very first winter in the UK traveling to Spain. So I just remember being in plus 15, 18 degrees Celsius weather, not having to wear a jacket or really even a sweater, and just exploring the beautiful architecture, the buildings, learning more about the history and the culture. The food was fantastic. And those are good memories, right? Because it brings you a smile to your face. You can even remember the taste and the sounds and the sun on your skin. And that's a really good memory to have because it really awakens a lot of senses for you. You can visually see it, you can feel it on your skin, your body can even react to it, and you smile. Then there are the memories, of course, that are not as pleasant, but they are also important in their own way. So the good memories bring us that reminiscing, nostalgia feel, and it really allows you to kind of be wow, I did that, or I was a part of that, or I got to see that, and you're kind of left with that feeling. The sadder or upsetting memories serve a purpose too. So I'll share one that's been kind of recent. A good friend of a lot of people actually, and just also someone a lot of people have known, Zombie Mold passed away on Christmas Day this past year. And with that loss, a lot of memories have come up that are kind of like what I mentioned about being in Spain. Like, some of them are really nice, like coming together on a Minecraft server, meeting all of the people I've met. I met Spam on that server, which is super important because he's still in my life, of course, like almost 8 years later. And the things I got to do and how I've improved in Minecraft and learned more about Minecraft. Because let me tell you something, when I first started out in Minecraft, not very good. I made a whole house out of cobblestone. No windows really or anything. I was just kind of playing with whatever I can get a hold of, and yeah, I built a really ugly house. But then, as I played over the years and got better, I can design a pretty decent looking house now. And so, there's the good memories, of course, that come from such a really difficult thing to deal with, loss and grief. Then there are the not so fun parts, because as with everything in life, it's not always going to be super happy, super fun, super enjoyable. On that server, I've been through my fair share of friend loss. I've been through my fair share of drama. I've had to help get a few players banned because of harassment or treating people poorly or being very inappropriate. And then just a lot of those memories are kind of hard to bring up because they make you feel sad, also a little angry, especially if it's a person that hurt you or upset you. So then there's all of these multitude of emotions that can come from a really sad thing that's been going on. And what's important about those, though, is that it can provide you something kind of special, even if it hurts. It can provide you with a sense of growth, because you're not that same person you were 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago. You've grown, you've changed, and I certainly have, from the early days of being on that server to all the things I've been through to working with Zombie as a server staff member, and all of these things. I've learned so much. And even if it hurts or makes me upset and I cry or I get angry again or confused, because some of the moments on that server and the drama definitely have still left me going, what happened? Why did that happen? I can still have that sense of, well, that's what happened. I handled it in that way at the time, and I'm really glad that I don't handle a lot of bad things in that same way anymore. I don't get afraid to play online anymore. I used to really be scared of being on that server at one point. But then things got taken care of, and then you get better. But now I can realize what a troll is on the internet and how to kind of, oh, you want to be like that? Okay, cool. Then you can ignore them or just ban them or hide them or mute them. You can handle it differently instead of being absolutely worried oh my gosh, what did I do to deserve this? Did I write something wrong in the chat? Did I say something wrong? Oh my gosh, did I do something wrong on the server? Did I break something that I wasn't supposed to break? I used to be that person, by the way, on Minecraft, where if someone got mad at me or was bugging me a lot or just really harassing me or teasing me quite a bit, my mind would go through a million and one different thoughts, what did I do to deserve this? How did I upset them? Did I do anything wrong? And I would just go through that cycle of, crap, I messed up. Even though I most likely didn't do anything wrong. I was just playing the game and trying to have fun. Someone was having a bad day, or something was going on with them, and then they needed to release it. And unfortunately, I would be the target. So as you can see, even though the memories are really painful or hard or sad, because Yeah, really sad. Because back in those years, like during university, I would be able to like go do homework all like at night, like come home from school, from studies, classes, work, do all of my homework, get all my studies done, get everything that I need to do, and then I could pop online and there'd always be someone online to talk to. There'd always be something to do or play on the server. And I would always have someone constantly there to talk to. Those were the good days. Now I don't really have that at all. But it was so good to have that. But yeah, those hard memories really teach you a lesson. And they can show you how much you've grown. Now if I go online and I make someone upset just by being online, I can be like, okay, well yeah, we had beef. I might have made them mad because of being a server member or server staff. Or maybe I didn't handle something well like 5 years ago. But I don't really need that in my life anymore. I don't need to be bogged down by it. It was 5 years ago, for crying out loud. And so I can see how much I've grown by being like an online presence, for example. From even like a sad memory of like losing zombie, that connection, all the other like really kind of sad things about it. I can still see how far I've grown. And that's why even if we hate the hard memories, hate the difficult parts of remembering, they can still provide us with a sense of like, whoa, that was a while ago. I've moved on from there. I'm like a whole different person, and I'm kind of proud of that. Or I'm relieved because I am someone different. Not something different, someone different. And if I were to be thrown into those situations again, I would know that I could handle it differently. And that's so important. And this goes outside of my online experience too. Like the happy memories really showcase like how far you've come to. Because you're able to take that risk, buy a plane ticket, move to the United Kingdom, learn how to live your life independently, travel a lot, and it shows that you can do these things. And I'm like, okay, cool. I am capable of doing all of these things. Budgeting for a trip, traveling, packing, navigating in a foreign country. I can do these things. That's so cool. Like, I'm really proud of myself. The hard memories give you that same lesson, but in a more of like a, oh wow. Okay, so what's another example? Teaching in the UK. Like, wow, I did not know how to ask for help. I was not offered what I was supposed to get. And now, if I were to go back, or if I were to be put in a situation like that again when it comes to teaching, I would know that I need to speak up. I need to ask for help. I need to make sure that I be a little vocal and put a little backbone in me and demand what I would like and what I would prefer. Because I didn't do that in the UK and it destroyed me. It almost got me to quit teaching at one point. So there's so many things you can learn from memories. It blows me away. And I've been really thinking about this a lot, especially on like Vox Populi, the server that Zombie owned. Gotta use past tense now, which kills me a little bit still. And like just even those silly moments where I was really naive on the internet, and I was a really annoying friend back then too. My God, I'll admit it. Very annoying friend. Very chatty, very talkative, very needy a little bit. And now I can come back and realize that we're all going through life in different ways, and that if someone doesn't respond to me, it doesn't mean they don't hate me. It just means that they're busy, or I'll have to just remind them later after some time has passed, and like I can actually take it easier. I don't have to go into my head and panic about what the other person's thinking about my message. I have chilled down a lot over the years about a lot of that stuff. So it's actually interesting to see that and to remember it. And memories are, they definitely put you through a lot of emotions and a lot of feeling and thoughts and reflection. But what's nice about it is once you get through those emotions, because men, I'm going to tell you this right now, 2022 is the year to let yourself feel them emotions, really sit in them for a while, let them fester and stew and other cooking terms, I guess, saute a little bit. Letting you feel that, but then I think it's important to think about them too after. Going, okay, I spent 3 days crying and reminiscing and being sad and also happy and connecting with people again from that server. And wow, I have learned so much since I've played, or since I've been on, or since I was that person back in 2014 to 2017. And then you can also remember the parts that you still have. Like, oh wow, I still want to help people. I want to teach people how to do things or support them. I also want to meet new people still and chat away and into the night. And I'm still remembered, which is also very weird this past week and a bit, is being like remembered on the server by people. Like, oh my god, is that Dragyn? Dragyn? Oh my gosh, it's you. What has happened in like the last few years? We haven't seen you in a while. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Since I've played on Vox, I've graduated from university. I lived in the UK and kind of like give those really big milestone updates. And then everyone's just like, whoa, you have come so far. And it's kind of funny to have that moment. And sometimes the people that come back are not always the people that were great to you. And it's just remembering to treat them still with grace and kindness, even if it's a really bad memory, or you maybe didn't treat them right, or they didn't treat you right. It's been a long time since all of that went down. And we're all coming together because of a really big, sad thing. It's not time to really drag all that up. So even just doing that really shows how far I've come too. Because I used to be that person who's like, you really upset me. You pissed me off. I am so done with you. Goodbye. And like block them and ignore them and never talk to them again. Never give them a second chance. I used to be that person. I am still to an extent, a little bit, depending on the severity of what goes down. Because you gotta protect yourself in this world. But to see some familiar faces come back online and you're just like, man, before things got bad, things were pretty good. And it's really important to recognize both. And I am really shocked at myself for how far I've come in regards to how I view people and how much I've grown and learned and how much I've really just surprised myself. And it came from a really sad thing. Like, losing Zombie has really hit hard because, again, you spend 7 years playing on a server like that, off and on. 3 years where you were hardcore, really on it. To lose a figure like that meant so much and really taught me what it meant to build a community, to have a support system, to navigate the many people in the online world. It's devastating. And even though it is, I'm still having all these moments too. Like, that's the thing about memories. They're so complicated and they come with so much. They bring back so much. And many people really, really struggle with it. I'll admit that I've struggled quite a bit this past week. Before the new year, really, with this news, the memories being dredged up. But it's nice that after some time has happened, you have felt what you needed to feel, and then you can really think back and kind of see your journey, then you kind of really start to feel a little better. It almost becomes healing in a way. It's just, memories can do so much, and especially with such a thing like this, like loss and grief, and remembering who you were, where you are now, and it can even remind you of some of the things you wish you still had and can work towards again. I was a pillar in this community for quite a while, but just because of my connection with Patrick Static. I was a moderator for him from 2014 to 2017, and I met so many people through him, through Vox, and being a server staff member. Like, I was the mom friend and the helper friend for so many people. And if you go to some of Pat's streams still, or even on his Discord, there are still channels there that I made, that I created to make sure that people took care of themselves, that people were okay or could be okay. And that's just something I have missed. I still do it for, like, you know, very important friends or very close friends and a lot of people like that, but I used to do that for everyone. I used to be that for everyone that would come into a stream chat, that would come online in the game, that I would text or interact with, like, everywhere. I used to want to take care of people a lot. And over the years, I've learned that doing that 24/7 is exhausting and hard, especially because people usually, when you're the listener or the helper or the mom friend, they see you as that, and so they don't check in with you, or you don't get that reciprocation. Like, people don't check in on you when you have a bad day, or if you're going through things. And I learned quickly that, okay, it's nice to be a mama dragon, it's good to be a mom friend, but you really gotta find the people that you can go to when shit gets tough, for lack of better phrasing. And so I spent a lot of years, like since 2017 really, trying to figure out who those people are for me. And I did. I found them, lost a few of them, gained some more, just the way life cycle works, but I found them. And now I'm starting to realize, okay, I know the people who I have in my court. I know the people who are important to me now. Maybe it is time to bring a little bit back of that mom friend to me. Bring back a little bit of that helper that I used to be, and really just reach out to people, check in on people, see if they're okay. But make sure that I'm okay first. That was a lesson I never would have learned if I hadn't messed up more than once on that in my life, where I wouldn't really be feeling up to talking to someone going through a lot of heavy shit, and then suddenly I'd be there listening to all their stuff, and then I'd be crying or angry or tired or resentful because it would be all about them, and then we'd end the conversation after they felt better, and then I would be left there going, that was heavy, and I'm not okay. Crap. Where am I going with this? All these memories, again, memories are just remarkable and what they can do for you, because now I want to be that mom friend again, but I can do it differently now that I've grown and learned. I've had these memories the past a week and a bit. I've reflected on them, and I can see that I want some of that back. But now I can handle it differently. I don't have to be that pillar for everyone. I can sort of rest and turn off the lights for a bit if I'm not ready to help someone. I can tell them, hey, I know you're going through it. I'm so sorry. I'm just not in a good place right now to hear it. If you do need someone to talk to, please hopefully you have someone else to talk to. And if you don't, look for some services or online that you can use, or play a game, or find a way to cheer yourself up. Like, I can actually use that language now. And so still being a mom friend, like making sure that they do have somewhere else to go if I can't be that person for them. But also, like, if someone comes to me like, hey, like, I'm going through it, going through the motions really rough right now, do you have time to talk? And if I'm alright, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I want to do that again. Because in life, we have too many people that don't want to listen, or they ignore people that are going through a rough time. And man, we are all going through a rough time. We're all in a universal pandemic. We need more people to listen, to care, and to really be a pillar when they can be a pillar, when they've got a strong enough foundation to do that in a day. And this conversation was all brought up from memories, from things that I've been feeling and going through and reflecting on the past week. And it's just remarkable. And memories are so important, even the unfun ones. And I know a lot of people hate memories because they bring up so many emotions and it's awful. It really is. I'm with you. Some of the memories I've had in the last little while, and even when I think about the UK or growing up, even some of the rough stuff that I've been through, yeah, it sucks. Because you realize shit that you never had. You realize that the friends that weren't your friends anymore really weren't your friends to begin with. Like, there's so much that can come with that. And then it sucks, and it can bring you down. It can make you emotional. And then you don't want to do anything, and you get, like, really bogged down. I freaking get it. I've been there. Especially in recent years. But I hope what everyone takes from this little, like, mini podcast today is that memories suck. They hurt a lot. But it's what you do with them after, like, after you felt what you needed to feel. That's where you need to really try to make something with it. Whether it's just going, well, yeah, those friends really sucked, and now I don't want friends like that ever again. You still have that, like, reflection, that little, like, light bulb that goes, oh, I'm having this memory now because I'm starting to realize that, oh, people in my life that I thought were my friends really weren't. And now when I want to make new friends, I want people that are not like them. Or people that are kind of like them, but a little bit better. Or they do this differently. And so you can kind of take those memories and kind of figure out what you want or what you need and how far you've grown. Or however you want to, like, wrap up that memory and have that closure. Because, yeah, if you don't find a closure or a way to do something with that memory, it can just sit there and linger and linger and linger and linger. And sometimes that's okay. You can let it linger. But just try to find something out of there, like something, just one little nugget of good from the bad. Because as much as it sucks, the bad will teach us a lot. This pandemic has taught me a lot. I realize that I'm very productive. I can be on a grind. I can work. But then I'll be on the computer for like 15 hours a day. And I would have talked to like no one in my life, like physically or like, verbally like this, unless it's my sister or talking to her cats. And that is sad. And so this pandemic, like this year, 2022, I need to get out of that. I need to get away from the computer for a bit, take more breaks, and find a way to hang out with people again. Maybe not as regularly as I did on Vox, where every night there's someone I can go and call and talk to. Maybe not to that extent. But maybe just a couple times a week. Or even just on the weekend. Or like once a week. Have someone out there to game with. Or to talk or do something differently with. And it doesn't have to always be Toastmasters or meetings or streaming or recording or just talking to my sister in a week. It is a way for me to branch out and try to bring back a little bit of that socialization and friendships that I had, but handled differently. As you heard, I've learned a lot in these last 8 years now, and now I'm ready to find what I need, who I need, and how to go about doing it. And it's all from memories, the good memories, the kind of like, yeah, that happened memories, like the neutral kind of emotion to it, and the awful memories. And I think that's something really important for all of us to remember. Remember memories, get it? I think it's just important for us to really think about how we think about memories. Like, the thing about memories are, they hurt. They're gonna bring emotions to you. They're gonna bring the pain. They're gonna bring up so much. It's gonna hurt, or it's gonna make you cry, or it's gonna make you so happy. But make sure you find something out of that memory that can drive you forward, that can motivate you, that can steer you in a direction that you didn't think you would go in because you haven't thought about that person in a while, or that server in a while, or those friends in a while. And I think that's the really big lasting message I have, is that have your memories, reflect, think back, feel what you need to feel, because please, please, please do not try to ignore them or bottle it up. I've been there, done that, and it always ends in a disaster. Let those memories bring what they bring to you, and then take a moment to let them guide you or inform something that you need to do, or that you should have done, or that reflection piece. And then really take a moment to be proud of yourself, that you're not that same person that you were 5 years ago, 8 years ago, however long ago that you have that memory. And then realize that, cool, I have grown. I'm way different now. If I was in that situation today, I would not handle it the same way. I would do it differently. And I think that's pretty cool. Overall, memories are important. Take the time to reflect, think about some things, even if they are not fun to think about, and let them guide you. You might be surprised to see what you can learn about yourself. Like for me, this whole thing about Vox Populi and the zombie and server, from all these memories and the sadness and the happy moments too, I'm really realizing more and more that I need friends again, that I have grown, that I will not get as easily annoyed or mad or needy when something doesn't go my way, and that's amazing. I really have grown, and I think there's a little moment here where I'm like, I miss it so much. I miss zombie so much. But goddamn, if they were still here, or if they could hear this podcast, or they can hear the things that I've been thinking and going through, part of me would think like they'd be proud of me, because I'm proud of me. So there's ways to keep your memories intact in a healthy way, and I hope that this little podcast episode will show you that, and will help you if you're going through a lot of different things like I am right now, or if you are just sitting here going, how much have I grown? Have I grown? I don't know. Takes time to think about it. You'll surprise yourself, just as much as I've surprised myself this past little while. And that's why I wanted to do a podcast episode on memories, is to really, well, not only for me just to like get this off my chest, because I've been really, really thinking about this the last few days, about memories and what I've learned. So I wanted to do this podcast just to finally like verbalize it and get it like out there. Because yeah, I it's hard to type this to someone, be like, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing. I'm much better now, like, verbalizing it and letting myself work through it through my words. And so that's why I love this podcast, because it may not be interesting to all of you, but for me, it allows me to get things that I need to be said. And I'm often left with this just like smile on my face, especially after episodes like this where I'm like, whoa, I went into a direction I didn't expect to go to. I'm talking about memories, and I'm kind of happy that it went in the direction it did. I'm kind of amazed. So I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm going to wrap it up here, but memories are good. Even if they're bad, memories can still offer us something, whether it's the good ones that remind us that, hey, I accomplished something, I am successful, I can do these things, I have these skills, I'm amazing, to the other memories that will inform us of like, whoa, that was difficult, that was hard, but oh my goodness, if I could do it all over again, I would do it so differently. And then recognizing like, oh, I would do it differently, I can do it differently, I have learned, I have grown. And memories are just so cool when they can do that for you. And I hope you can find a way to do this for yourself when it comes to memories, grief, loss, celebrations, growth, looking at your journey, because I think we all need that reminder that, hey, we got this. We're doing life. We're becoming who we want to become. And it's all because of these things that we've been through. And that's pretty damn cool. Gonna end it there with that last thought. So thank you everyone so much for listening and supporting the podcast. Make sure you check out the links down below to support me in other ways. I am back doing ExtraLife this year. Very important charity for me, as I'm fundraising money directly for a school here in a hospital here for my city, and one that's really important to me for various reasons. Check out the actual link and you can read about my story there. Otherwise, we will see you in the next video that I post. Bye bye everyone.